And Tampa Motormouth in the zone behind the microphone. Hang on, dusting off the show here, folks. How y'all doing? Little matinee Thursday Rays baseball going on as the Rays get set for a road trip after this series, which hopefully will be a sweep after some nail-biting baseball. Fernando Rodney, of course, gave up a run last night, but settled down and got her done. Tampa Motormouth in the zone behind the microphone, all crazy all the time. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and give me a like on Twitter. You can tell I haven't done this for a couple days. Give me a follow on Twitter and give me a like on Facebook, because I like it like that, as it's just been kind of crazy here in the other quantum reality, how shall we say, but doing a little Rays pregame show here as, of course, the Rays get set for a road trip after today's matinee game, as it's a 10-game, are you ready for this, 10-game road trip to Minnesota, August 10th through 12th, which means tomorrow's start is a little bit later at 8:10 on Friday. Seattle, August 13th through 15th, and Los Angeles, August 16th through 19th. Ouch. So that's going to mean some late games, folks. So those on Twitter, and unless it's a day, just looking at the schedule, so Saturday's game with the Rays, that's a 7:10 start. Then on Sunday, of course, everything earlier on Sunday. So that is, we're looking for, where are the Rays? I know the Rays are on here somewhere. 2:10. That's a 2:10 start. Then Monday is not an off day. Mariners, yep, the evil 10:10 start. Then Tuesday, Mariners again, I am sure, as that's when you're looking, where are you on the schedule? Late 10:10 on Tuesday. And then, of course, Wednesday, thankfully, a afternoon game, 3:40. So there's going to be a lot of energy drinks being passed around in the dugout for the Rays, I am sure. Then Thursday, Rays and Angels, back to the 10:05 start. Then Friday, 10:05. Ooh, so it's a late night week, kids. It just is. Yeah. Ouch. So. Anywho, with the Rays matter, what's going on, what does matter, everything matters. Jennings out of the lineup today, because I'm in the pick for click contest. That's with one of the Rays Facebook groups that I really enjoy being a part of. A bunch of great people there. It was actually a spin-off of another group that was started, but then that one was stopped, so then this one was started. You're like, okay, cool. Kind of like a virtual hangout. Don't have to worry if you're plastered or too much caffeine, or about the only dangers if you have somewhere to be the next day. That's just about it. Anywho, but getting to what matters, as sort of dusting off virtually the show here. Let's see, moving this back here, moving that back there. Okay, that's right, that goes there, as the Rays have won 5 of their last 7 of 10, and 9 of 14 to pull within 1.5 games of the second wild card position, and 6 games behind the first place New York in the AL East for the second straight day. Closest they've been since July 3rd, 5.5 games behind. They were a season high 10.5 games behind the AL East on July 19th, have gone 11-7 since then to gain 4.5 games over the stretch. Rays have the same record this year as they did last season through 110 games, but they are 4 games closer to first at this point, 10 games behind Boston and New York in 2011. Rays are one of 5 teams separated by just a game and a half in the AL wildcard race. That's the whole American League, kids, not just the AL East. The Rays are 26-20 versus their AL East opponents. Best mark in the division included is a 14-8 mark at home. Rays are 43-32 and facing a right-handed starter compared to, this one's coming, 15-20 when facing a lefty. Rays are 18-26 in the last 44 home games after starting the season 13-1 at Tropicana Field. Rays, easy for me to say, are 18-7 on getaway days. Last game of a homestand or any road series, as well as 20-15 in the series finales. Marlin Mets already going at it, top of the third. Mets 1, Marlins zilch. With a win today, Rays would complete their first sweep since, are you ready for this? June 8 and 10. June 8th through 10th at Miami. Remember how sweep that sweep was? And have their first 3-game winning streak since winning 4 straight. June 7th or 10th at New York Yankees and Miami. Rays are seeking their first sweep at home since April 30th / June 3rd versus Seattle, the 4-game. Remember that one? Seems like another lifetime. Rays versus Jays, of course. Rays are 8-2 the season series, won at 8 of their last 9. They're 23-9. 23-9 since September 1st. That's interesting. One Sir Steve Carney Rays officially announced Luke Scott will begin his rehab's assignment Friday with the Single-A Charlotte Stone Crabs. Of course, Jeff Neiman ended up starting his rehab with the Stone Crabs last night, so always good to see players on the mend. 23-9 since September 1st, 2010, 43-20 since June 29, 2009. Our all-time record is 119, 522. Their second best record against an AL opponent behind their 65-51 mark versus Kansas City. Since the start of 2011, the Rays have pitched to a 2.64 ERA versus Toronto. Now, if we could just hit a little bit more, right? I'm sure that's what everyone's wondering. Can we hit a little bit more? Yeah. Anyway, as we roll along here with last night, a little Sweet 16, Rays secured their 16th consecutive home series victory over Toronto, 15 at Tropicana Field, and won at the ballpark at Disney. Rays are 11-0-1 in their last 12 series versus Toronto, 21-1 in the last 22 series, and 25-2-1 in the last 28 series. Rays' last loss was August 6th through 8th, 2010, 3-game sweep in Toronto. Since the break, in 24 games since the All-Star break, Rays pitchers comfortably lead the majors in ERAs, strikeouts, and opponent averages, yet the team is only 13-11 as the offense has scored at major league low, 78 runs. Yeah, we know. We've seen the game. See chart. In addition, Rays bullpen leads the majors since the break with a 1.45 ERA or 74 and 1 innings pitched, 12 earned runs. And MLB rankings since the All-Star break, lowest ERA, Rays, 2.27. Most strikeouts pitching, Rays, 243. Lowest opponent's average, Rays, 198. Fewest runs scored, also Rays. Folks, we're behind the Astros and the Cubs. That's pretty bad. Lowest batting average, we're tied with the Astros. That's not good. Lowest OPS, which is on-base percentage plus slugging, Rays are in the middle between the Cubs and the Astros. Fewest errors, Rays were tied with the Yankees and Mariners, so at least that's something, isn't it? And how about the premium pitching as the Rays lead the AL in ERA, strikeouts, and opponent averages? As was just mentioned, they are 7-3 with a 1.121 ERA over their last 10 games. They are 11-7 with a 1.62 ERA over the last 18. The Rays 2.34 opponent average matches their AL leading mark in 2011. The club is on track to become the first to lead the AL in opponent averages for 3 straight seasons since the 1983-85 Tigers. And how about 41? These are some interesting numbers. 41 double-digit strikeout games by Rays pitching this season, most of the AL, and 2 shy of Washington for the ML lead. Rays have 10-plus Ks in 13 of the last 19 games. .67 Rays ERA in the last 9 victories, totaling 81 innings pitched, 44 hits, 6 runs per earned run, 9 walks, 88 strikeouts, and a 1.59 opponent average, 44 for 227, .68. This is the bullpen's ERA over the Rays' last 18 games, totaling 53 innings pitched, 24 hits, 4 runs/earned runs, 16 walks, and 72 strikeouts. 12, that would be the runs allowed by the Rays over the last 7 home games. Unfortunately, they are only 3-4 in the stretch as the offense has only scratched out 11 runs. Rays have allowed 1 run or less in 8 of their last 14 games, 2 runs or less in 12 of their last 18, and 3 runs or less in 24 games in the second half. And as the Rays always like, the goal today is to shoot for 4. The Rays are 45-8, .849 winning percentage when scoring 4 runs or more, best in the majors. However, they're 53 games with 4 runs or more, fewest in the AL. Rays have won 13 of the last 14 with scoring 4+. In their last 16 games, Rays have managed only 4, count them, 4 runs only 4 times, been held to 7 hits or less 11 times. During the stretch, this team has hit .213, .281, .318, .113 for .531, scored only 47 runs, but are still 9-7. That would be about an average of 2.9 runs per game. Well, as the Pet Shop Boys like to go west, so are the Rays. I haven't mentioned all that stuff, so we'll see if they can survive. And you sort of just wonder, the Twins, last time they went to that time zone, the Royals absolutely killed them, so we'll see. And the Twins can hit, so it should be interesting. So, and Seattle was good, and even Los Angeles, even though the Rays handled them last time, should be interesting to see what transpires this time. One thing we do like to see, as was previously mentioned, a little better with the leather after making 71 errors in 86 games before the All-Star break, second most in MLB. That's easy for me to say. They only had 7 in 24 games since the break. Tied for fewest in MLB, Rays are errorless in their 7 consecutive games, a new season high, and are errorless in 17 of the last 20. Of course, the Honey Badger, who still doesn't care, still knocking them down, still, even with giving up runs, still gets the save and the victory. Got a salute last night as Fernando Rodney converted his 19th consecutive save and his 34th of the season, passing Baltimore's Jim Johnson for the Major League Baseball lead. The 19 consecutive saves tie Roberto Hernandez, 1999, and Rafael Soriano, 2010, for the club record. Last night, he yielded the homer David Cooper, ending his scoreless streak at 22.0. It set a club record for a reliever, passing Joe Borowski in 2005-21, and fell 1 inning shy of James Shields' overall club record. 23 in 2011 was Fernandez's first run allowed in 55 days since June 14th versus Mets. Yeah, we want to forget that series too. Cooper's was only his third allowed home run. Rodney's last 112 innings pitched since July 30th, 2010. Also, Boston's Gerald Saltalamacchia, May 26th at Boston, and B.J. Upton, April 29th, 2011 at Tampa Bay with the Angels. Has converted 34 of 35 save opportunities, 97.1%. Soriano holds the club record, 93.8%, 45 for 48. In 2010, Rodney is 3 saves shy of his career high, 2009, with Detroit. He converted 37 of 38 save opportunities, 97.4, best percentage in the majors. Of course, we're all glad to hear the electric violins once again over the radio, over the TV, or at the Trop, as Evan Longoria was activated Tuesday after missing 85 games with a partially torn left hamstring. Last night, the Rays improved to 17-8 with Evan in the lineup, a 9-2 when he bats cleanup. Compared to 41-44 in his absence, they've averaged 4.52 runs per game with him in the lineup, 3.86 without him. And in case you're wondering why you can't listen to the Rays game online, MLB regulations at 620 WDA just tweeted to somebody, prohibit the radio station from streaming the Rays games on iHeartRadio. And there is no TV today, only radio. In case you're wondering, you're going to Sun Sports. Where's the pregame? Where's the game? Why does it have this rerun in place of my baseball game? Well, that's why. Matt Moore, of course, enters today's start with a streak of 17.2 consecutive scoreless innings. Has not allowed runs since the second inning on July 22 versus Seattle. Longest scoring streak by a scoreless streaks by a Rays star this year is 19.1 by James Shields in April. The longest scoreless by any Rays pitcher scoreless streak is 22.0 by, of course, one Fernando Rodney. How about some July honors for the folks in the majors? AAA Durham first baseman Henry Wrigley, 26, was named Topps International Player of the Month for July, as well as Rays Minor League Player of the Month. He hit .370 with 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, ranked second in the International League for hits and third in doubles. Right-handed Alex Colome, spelled C-O-L-O-M-E, was named Rays Minor League Pitcher of the Month after going 5-1 with 2.23 ERA. And 36 strikeouts and 6 starts for Double-A. Montgomery was called up to Durham after his final start for the Biscuits July 29th versus Mississippi, when he recorded his first 9-inning complete game. Not too shabby at all. Radio scheduling tomorrow, in case you're switching to WDAE 620, wondering, well, where's the game? And it should be interesting to see if the at-bat folks catch on, and people who all of a sudden turn on the at-bat app and going, wow, we get preseason football? This is cool. I bet you that's going to happen. That's going to happen. People are going to be going on the at-bat tomorrow. All right, time for Rays ball. Buccaneers football? Preseason? Cool. Unless, of course, they don't like football, and then they'll be calling somebody complaining. So I wonder if at-bat will catch on to that, because there will be a lot of scheduling conflicts, of course, with the football preseason starting and baseball still going on. So tomorrow's game, which is at 8:10 p.m., will be on WFLA 970 AM, not 620 WDAE. That one will be on TV as well. All 3 games with the Twins, as we have starting pitchers. Got to scroll up the screen when you have TweetDeck going on. It's like blocking your screen. Yeesh. That'll be Hellickson, Price, and Shields going up against DeVries. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm not, okay, I'm not. Blackburn and Diamond. Blackburn will probably be the one they tag the most. Bet you that's the best game the Rays have. Starting times, all different times. 8:10 p.m. start time for Friday, 7:10 start time p.m. for Saturday, and then a matinee game, of course, on Sunday, as is usual. 2:10 start time, as that's the moderate schedule for the road tripping. And, of course, Matt Moore, who turned 23 on June 18th, will be making his 22nd start this season, his 14th at home, has thrown back-to-back scoreless outings and has not allowed run in his last 17.2 innings pitched. His last start on Friday versus Baltimore opened the homestand with a 2-0 win over Tommy Hunter. His line 5.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 0 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, 108 pitches for 68 strikes. Loaded the bases in the first inning, but struck out Mark Reynolds, who is wicked good on defense, to end the inning. So here we go, folks, with a impromptu Sports Shuffle baseball pregame show, as it's a early afternoon affair before the Rays start to head out to the Midland and then the other coast, and everyone will probably be breaking out the major caffeine this week. Tampa Motormouth in the zone, behind the microphone, all crazy all the time. Thank you if you decided to listen into this bit of a whim broadcast, but that's kind of cool, because when your own program director's like, hey, you know what? Let's do a baseball pregame show. Why not? Let's do that. Let's do a baseball pregame. How about that? So let's hope the Rays go for a sweep today. Talk to you whenever it is that I will talk to you. Just dealing with a super crazy schedule this week with the other quantum reality, so that's why this is the first time I have broadcasted in a while. Anywho, that's it for me. You're still you. Rays are still Rays. Go. No Jennings in the lineup today, so that's interesting. And Jose Lobaton instead of Jose Molina. So let's go for a sweep. It's the Blue Jays, pedal to the metal, and hope you all enjoy the game. I'm gone.